Moroni who spoke of this. We hear about how saints should be involved politically, what that should look like. And I finally came to a conclusion. I know exactly how we can win, and it's by doing exactly what has been talked about in the Book of Mormon. It's by doing what Morgan Philpott has actually suggested: choosing among you those who have the gift and spirit of prophecy, meaning the testimony of Christ. Now, how do we do that? Well, let me tell you what happened here. Here in Idaho, we had people from outside the county put together hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then some people say it was millions, but they put together all this money and created a super PAC to finance precinct committee people for every single county within, for every precinct, for every county within the state for the Republican side. What this does is it allowed them to choose people that thought the way they thought and would vote how they wanted them to vote. What does that do? A precinct committeeman represents their area, their community within their county. So you have many precincts come together to represent the full county, and they vote on a party platform for the county and for the state, and ultimately the state works and function for a party platform for the nation, right? So it all kind of works together. It's all part of the party platform. However, party platforms have been divided. What this group did was it was choosing very liberal, activist type people, very rhino type people to represent themselves as conservative Republicans, which they were not. And so the populace, all they get is all these signs made up for them, all uniform throughout the state, paid for by Gem State conservatives, which were not conservative at all. Some of the people that they're paying for were Black Lives Matter groups, people who were for abortion, people who were for LGBTQ, trans rights, stuff like that. Stuff that we definitely do not stand for. Well, I asked, is that illegal? No, it's not illegal. It's unethical. Well, it's technically not illegal, but the people you vote for should be represented by the community, because it's the county that votes for the precinct committee people. It's actually the precinct that votes on who their precinct committee person, representative of their community, is going to be. Now, what happens is you just typically have a volunteer that does this. They give up their time and their talent and their energy. What this group does is they picked out a single person in each community that would vote for them. What this does is as soon as they gain power as a precinct committee person or a position as a precinct committee person, they then function at a county and a state level and then cast their votes to elect the person who paid for them. In this case, it was two big lobbyists. We exposed as much as we could, so it kind of disrupted that. However, the whole thing is not illegal. You would think it would be illegal if money from outside the county or outside the state was coming in to pay for a neighborhood representative for you, right? It would seem strange if someone from California was paying for a more moderate to liberal minded individual to represent Republicans for your community. That would be concerning, right? However, no rule against that. And that's the way that they're playing, right? So let's look at this by stratagem. If we literally wanted things to change and be more Christ-like, we could honestly, as members of the church, not the church itself, but just people, come together and say, okay, let's do a super PAC then. It's not illegal. It's not wrong, apparently, because they do this. This is what they're doing to try and tear apart and to tear things away. Let's do this for people who have the Spirit of Christ, people who have the testimony of Christ, the gift and spirit of prophecy. And this is who we select from our communities, in our neighborhoods. If we did that, then that trickles up, right? It goes to say what the party platform is. And it's no longer an issue of abortion rights, right? It's no longer that issue. Marie, much love. Just going around showing smaller creators love and kindness and respect. Well, I really appreciate that. Thomas, you look beautiful. Thank you. It's the clouds. It does something good for my skin. Thanks for subbing. But back to the point is, we could literally transform the nation just like that if we select and put our time, talent, and energy towards those people who have the spirit of prophecy, the testimony of Christ in each of our neighborhoods and our counties, because that determines who our candidates are. It determines what the party candidate is. But we have gone the way of secular government. Now, if we have to form a government, and we have to do it in this world, this is kind of what we have to put up with until the Savior comes again. Amory, I was just gonna say, you're one beautiful bearded queen. I'm a man, right? We don't do any of that trans stuff here. Man and woman, as God created us. So we can literally select our own people, gift and power of prophecy. This way, it's simply strictly someone who follows Christ, and it's all united and put together. And we could do this for every community, for every region, everywhere that there is a party platform. Even Democrats could do this, right? Who has the spirit of prophecy? Who has and we come down and select those people and bring them all together. Then we don't have to deal with the lesser of two evils. Because honestly, I find it difficult or hard if Harris is elected as president. I can't see any reasonable person actually going that way. Trump, we need a plan for even after Trump's presidency. We've already seen what he did with one presidency, and he did a good economic job, but then we see the backfire and the backlash that happens. And we see the nations around the world were afraid of his temperament, and that kind of kept them at bay, right? But we still need a plan for after him. So hopefully Jesus comes back soon and we don't have to worry about any of that. So that was just something I had on my mind, was if creating a super PAC and throwing outside money to select candidates that have nothing to do with your county, they're just the candidates that vote the way you like. If they're already doing that, working against the values that are being supposed to be represented by party platform, then why not we do it to use it to our benefit? Be united in Christ for once, and see what happens with that. That'd be cool. And you don't need a church to tell you to do that. You just need people who believe in Christ to do that. Anyways, that's it for now. I just had that on my mind. Take care.